You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back.
Welcome to episode number 1 of the episode number 50, episode number 98 of episode number 145 of the Battered Herons podcast.
You know who else is back? Aliens.
Right now with the whole Messi conspiracy, it's set up for him. It's tiring to hear the same garbage and people whining.
Suarez is here. That means I'm here. You're gonna have to deal with
Let
it.
it soak
and
in,
if you don't
baby.
if you don't like it, I'm gonna start fighting people, bro.
I think he deserves, to be battered.
I've said
think we
worse
might have
things
just-
on the pitch. I've said worse things on the pitch. I mean,
145 this guy, and that's it.
Not gonna lie to you, Solana, you're probably better off just not saying anything.
He said we suck without Messi.
Yeah, we suck without Messi. Like, what?
happy 200.
We've done this 200 times, Chris.
I mean, after that introduction, I'm doing terrible. I didn't know that, but
What a disaster. This show is just a disaster. I'm not even gonna sign out.
And while you're at it, get that thumb, put it to work, like and subscribe.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back.
Welcome everybody to episode number 212 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. I actually wanted to show you a little something. I know you would have gotten a kick out of this. This is something I forgot to show in the last podcast that I was doing when I was in Charlotte. But guess what? You know what we get in Drive Pink Stadium? We get like crappy, the towels and stuff. They're giving out freaking captain bands at Charlotte.
I think
And
they
it's
gave those out.
Alexis. I just got Alexis. So, like, of course. What?
Because you're rich.
No, it's not because I'm rich, bitch.
I believe that they gave out those at Chase Stadium this season also.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
And maybe somebody can back me up in the
Nobody.
chat,
Nobody. Let's keep it moving.
I'm pretty sure
That
that
never
they gave out
happened.
captain bands. All right. Well,
Never happened.
I think
Probably Captain
What-
Towels is what they did.
no.
Captain
I believe
towels.
they gave out captain bands, I believe. So,
No.
or maybe it was outside. Maybe it was the Captain Morgan tent that was giving them out.
Captain Morgan
maybe.
giving towels.
I know I saw them. I saw them and people were wearing them. So that's somewhere they were giving them out. Anyway, what's going on? We haven't done a show together in about I think a week now.
Yeah, I think you hate me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like you. That's for sure. Hate's a strong word, but I don't like you. It's been a week since I last spoke to you. We've had 2 games, 1 win, which you were at, 1. I don't even want to call it a loss. 1 like throbbing, like we got our candy asses kicked, 6-1, and it is now 2 days later after that ass kicking. Obviously, I wasn't on the show. It was you and Xavier. You guys did a great job. But I'm kind of curious. How are you feeling 48 hours after that ass kicking?
I still don't feel great about losing 6-1. I think no matter how you carve it up, losing 6-1 is like pretty awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a loss is a loss, right? A 2-1
Yeah.
loss is a loss, just as a 6-1 loss is. But a 6-1 loss is still a fucking ass kicking. That's unacceptable.
I agree. 6-1 is too much because I don't think Cincinnati is 6-1 good. I want to say, and you know what? I should have checked before I came on here. I'll check right now. I'm pretty sure Cincinnati hasn't scored more than 4 goals this season. So to give up 6 is just like to give up 6 in any game. It was as
Hammy
bad
had
as
flashbacks today at work.
that Saudi game against was it Ronaldo's team, the Al Nassr that we got. They put 6 up on us. So Cincinnati's put up 4 a couple times. They put up 4 twice this season.
Pace Hunter's here. Pace Hunter here is trying to reel me in here. Said Chris thought your fave Taylor would save us last match. Disappointed. Look, is it wrong for me to ask the question? Could any player have saved us from a 6-1 loss? I mean, obviously, you have a lot of people that love Messi that will say Messi would have done it.
The game would have been different if Messi was playing and Suarez was playing and Gomez was playing and Alba was playing because they can't attack as freely when they have to worry about defending a lot more up the left side with Alba and with Messi roaming.
Statue crabs.
All right. Now, do I think that we still would have lost that game? I still think that there's a good chance, and shout out to Ricardo from Sydney, Australia. It's got to be the morning time over there by now. I still think that we probably lose that game if we're still putting out Christoph and Busquets as center backs, because I don't want to get on Tata too much, because in the last 5 games that we've played without Messi and Suarez, everybody thought that we were just going to be a shit show. Everybody thought that we would just lose every game, that we would be lucky if we drew any. We won the first 4. Okay, so it's 4 wins, 1 loss, and it's not draw. Like, it's 4 wins and 1 loss. So carve it however you want. That 6-1 loss was bad. It's 4 wins and 1 loss. So I'm not gonna get on Tata. Like, I see a lot of people. Like, people have been waiting for it, right? Like, the first game without Messi and Suarez, they're like, ooh, I can't wait. Once this game is over, I'm gonna go ham in the tweets. Tata out. Tata's garbage. Can't win without Messi. And then he won. He's like, all right, but game number 2, ooh, I can't wait. Game number 3, ooh, I can't wait. After game number 4, you didn't hear a peep about anybody with the Tata garbage. And as soon as this happened, oh, I've been saying it for weeks. I knew it. Tata needs to go. Garbage. And it's like, come on, man. Like, what happened to the last 4 games?
Well, I mean, AZ Rebellion saying it best, right? 12 out of 15 points ain't bad. I mean, typically in any team situation in the MLS, you take 12 out of 15 points, you're walking away as a happy camper. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when I wasn't on the episode when you guys were predicting how many points that we would get in those 6 games, right? Because the most points would be 18 points, right? And I would have said 9 out of 18, and I'm happy, right? You give me half of those, and I'm happy because we haven't looked good without Messi and Suarez.
Yeah.
We won the first. We got 12 points right off rip. Like, how am I going to be upset about that? Now, obviously, the 6-1 loss was bad, and I do think that Tata holds a lot of fault for that loss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Josue is here asking, what are Danny's current thoughts on Campana over these 5 games? That's a solid question. And then Pace Hunter's asking, Danny, is that your family on the wall?
Yes. That is my daughter. That is my son. And that is my goat right above me. So that is all 3 of my children. Campana has been a disaster.
Awful,
Completely awful. That
you're
game,
only DP
that
in the
game might be different if we take, because I think we had a chance to take a 2-1 lead in that game.
Campana blew it.
When I saw him blow it, I was like, this guy it's pathetic. Like, I don't care if you need him for the U22 initiative. Like, figure something else out. Give it to anybody else. Give it to Ian Frey. Designate him as a DP. And I would be happy, because as a DP, Ian Frey is playing solid. He's my 3rd DP. I'm okay with that. Campana is not playing like a 3rd DP. He's not playing like a 4th DP. He's not playing like a striker. He's not. He you know what? He should go play for Miami FC right now. That's what he should do. He might there right now in the MLS as a DP. I'm sorry, it's horrendous.
You're gone.
Horrendous. And I like Campana, but as a DP,
go to Sweetwater.
Complete embarrassment.
Go to Sweetwater.
And it's not even his fault, because he didn't ask to be a DP. But that's what you are, and that's what the standard I hold you to. And absolutely, it's horrible.
I was explaining that to when I was doing the show with Xavier, and look, you've been ringing this true. You're a DP. You're getting paid big money. Somebody said, well, what if what about Borgelin, right? Like the Borgelin is making like $5 an hour compared to what Campana's making. So is
Robert Taylor. So is Ian Frey.
Robbie Robinson just got shipped out, the gem of this team, right? Now,
Julian Gressel. If Julian Gressel was my 3rd DP right now, I would be satisfied, because Julian Gressel is my favorite player.
Mr. Krabs is saying the DP spot was made when Phil Neville was coach, not on Tata at all. But it's on the organization. It's on the organization. And I don't think it's Phil Neville either. I don't. You know what I think happened was that they took advantage of the surge that Campana had. Higuain was out. Campana was in. They're like, this guy looks like a hunk, right? His hair's flowing.
He is.
And he was scoring goals. And you know what? This guy spoke really good English, good Spanish, very presentable in interviews and stuff like that. Why not pay him the big bucks?
Why not
Right?
make him the face of the team?
Oh my God. And it's perfect. Listen, when he was putting balls in the back of the net, nobody was complaining. But now that he's not doing that and can't kick with his right foot, even though that volley was amazing a couple games ago, he's dropping the ball big time. Now, my question to you, if you want to wrap up this Campana deal, but my question to you is, last episode, I went over the sofa scores, whatever the hell that even means. There were two players that had over 7.0. One of them has to be Gressel.
One of them
was Gressel.
Okay, yeah.
And the other one, I want you to take a guess who it was.
Let me try to remember who's playing.
I'll bring up the starting lineup as we speak for those of you on audio.
For sure, it wasn't Busquets because he got the red card, so that eliminates him immediately.
Yeah. Just give it to me. Give me a name right now. Right now. Boom. Give me a name. Give me a name right now. Bright? Wrong. Christoph got the 7. 7.
Because he scored a goal, though.
But now, okay, all right. Now, here's the thing. This is where I asked the question because obviously I'm like a novice in this, right? A novice. Is it wrong for me to say that he, even though he scored a goal, was the shittiest player on the field, on the pitch? Is it wrong for me to say that that score should not even be given to a player just because they scored? Because there were people in the comments that were like, oh, but he scored. I'm like, yeah, but we got them dominated 6-1. Why am I giving?
And he should have had 2 because there was one that he missed.
Yeah, maybe like a couple minutes before. But again,
yeah,
I wouldn't give him anywhere near a 7, not even a 6.
No.
You score a goal in a meaningless game that we get destroyed 6-1. Your goal has no difference. You played horribly on defense. Oh, yeah. Stancy is chiming in. Danny's drinking that moss. Ugh. Bust him out of curiosity, and it was awful.
But don't be Chris, though, and don't be me, because the first time I drank it, I also was like, this is not for me.
Let's not do this.
I'm not rich like Chris. He took a sip and then threw them away. I had them in my fridge, so I was like, I got to finish them. Even if I don't like them, I got to finish them. And as I was sipping on them, I like it. The limon lime and the Ballon d'Orange, or I think that's what it's called, the Orange d'Or. They're both really good. I really like them, and my family likes them also. My wife and kids are asking for them. Those two specifically. The Miami Punch has dropped down, and actually we're going to talk about those at some point later this week also, because we got to redo those because I killed them in the very first review, and I take it back.
Look, I still got them. I didn't throw them away. I'm not rich. I still kept them. Right? This Orange Dior tastes like straight up garbage.
No, it's good. It's good. Look,
maybe if I mix it with vodka, I think it'd be good.
I'm reusing the bottles. Stop capping. No, these are new bottles.
For water. Bottles. He is super capping. He's full of shit. See, this would be pretty decent with vodka for sure. This Orange Dior crap. This would be really good with vodka.
Carlos 11 is saying that's like Jude Bellingham in the Euros. I'm assuming he is bringing up Christoph. When Jude Bellingham scores, all of a sudden it makes him look better. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. Even though I was having this discussion in the Discord, and if you guys aren't part of the Discord, I'll send out the link on Twitter later. We were having a discussion about Jude Bellingham because a lot of people say that he's overrated. I don't agree. And I was kind of wondering, we were having a discussion on the Discord about if other people feel like he's overrated or not.
Mr. Krabs is saying, I tried Chris Plus and it tastes a whole load of nothing because it doesn't exist. Thanks, Mr. Krabs. I am very aware I don't have a drink like Messi or Moss. I get it. But if you're going to make a drink and you have this guy on it or this rich guy's name on it, it's got to be better. It's got to be better.
Good. I like it,
It's got to be 50 Cent, who grew up in Queens selling drugs, has a better drink than these guys do.
The vitamin water?
Yes. Oh, my God. The vitamin water is godly.
But he sold that a long time ago. It's not 50 cents anymore.
But all right. But you know what? He made a way better drink than this trash.
No, I promise you it wasn't him that made it.
I know it wasn't him, but look, Messi's on it. 50 Cent was promoting it as a spokesperson. He was like a part owner or something. Listen, 50 Cent made a drink that is a billion times better than this
I
garbage.
disagree. I like this. I like it. All right.
The only one that had a good game out of Sovic was Gressel. That was the only one.
Gressel had a game. I thought Bright looked good. On that very first goal, where it's a counter, and the center back should be somewhere in the area, no center back to be found. Bright was the only person that was in the vicinity. Like Bright, I thought had a good game. Even if we got our asses kicked, I thought that he showed the most promise in the entire, I guess you could say, defense. I thought Bright looked good. I think Bright is, and I'm not gonna say a bright spot. No, I almost said it. Let me stop myself. Bright is showing a lot of promise, and I really like what I see from him every time that he plays.
And he ran back on multiple occasions when he was completely out of position. Still made it
I
back.
need to see how tall he is, though. When I see
he's not that tall because he's shorter than Busquets.
When I see set pieces and he's marking players, I'm like, man, he looks really small.
He's like a generic. He's like looking generic height guy. I don't want to say he's like Negri or like Noah Allen, but he's like not that tall. He's like, I would say he's like 5'11".
He's my height. He's 5'8".
No.
Yeah. What?
So
I knew it
him.
though. Yeah, I knew it because when I saw it, I was like, man, he looks really short next to these guys.
Yeah.
And for those of you that didn't know, I am very short. I am 5'8". I'm a short human being.
Not that short.
All right. And look, Manasovic agrees that Bright was the only other player outside of Gressel that looked good. Okay, and then let's finish Saturday's game on this topic real quick because I like what Carlos is asking. What about Drake? Because he did have a few that it's like you should have blocked that.
He was upside down. He was upside down though, Danny. There was some that he blocked really well, and some that he just didn't get his paw on it. Listen, it was an awful game all around. It was just an awful game. Defensively, we were horrid. So, of course, our goalie is going to look like Swiss cheese.
I'm sure.
It's as simple as that. He can't block everything.
And it's also one of those games, like, it just happens where, like, everything just goes wrong. Like, even in the simplest thing, it's just like an avalanche. When it rains, it pours. And I think that has a lot to do with it also. It almost felt like absolutely like anything that could go wrong did go wrong. And Drake has been playing great. Drake, we said that we won those first 4 games, but at least two of those at least are draws if it's not for Drake.
Critical saves.
Right. So Drake gets a lot of credit for that. I'm not going to kill him for that 6-1, even though he's the keeper. And I'm sure in that thing that you were looking at with the scores, I'm sure he was probably the lowest. But
he was under like 4 something.
Okay, because you can't kill Drake for that. That everything was just going wrong for him.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna go look up at the sofa scores, whatever the hell that means, even.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the sofa scores, right? 6-1 took a major loss, and Christoph with our only goal that game, which everybody is pretty fully aware of.
Yep.
The person that got the lowest score. And I'm just kind of letting this load. Oh, Drake got a 5.7. Busquets got a 4.7. So he had the worst score by far. Ian Frey had 7.1. Christoph 7.0. Gressel 7.9.
Gressel baller. And I got my shirt ready to wear next Wednesday. Danny put some sugar in the MFer before he drank it. No, I should have just let you hear you did the click.
The fact that you're still paying for that stuff, it's just disgusting.
I liked it, man. I like it. Look, let's
hey guys, maybe Danny's talking about how poor he is. I mean, of course, because maybe he's getting sponsored by this trash. Danny's sponsoring this, and who the fuck is buying this? Danny, he's the only one.
Let me tell you something. If I was sponsored by them, I'd have to have a talk with you off camera to stop shitting on them, because I don't think I would get sponsored by them when you're on the same show, absolutely killing them.
It even smells awful. Are you kidding me? Oh, God.
And here's the shirt I'll be rocking on next Wednesday. So I'm ready. I'm all in. Gressel, I apologize. I was wrong. Now, how he's going to look when Messi comes back, I don't know. But as of right now, he's looking great. He's been the best player on the team over the last 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, 2 days later, look, it's a terrible loss. Should we stress it? I don't think so. Xavier's like, look, chill, man. We got a lot of points so far. We're good. So
Az, I actually didn't put it up on the store because I figured nobody would buy it. So if you ever do feel the urge to purchase it, let me know and I'll put it for sale. But I made it, but I didn't put it on the store for sale.
yeah.
All right,
But
so
he did put this shirt for sale.
Yes,
Ian effing Frey. So guys, if you
Yeah,
want a
man.
shirt representing one of the better players on this team, get that shirt right there. That one that you see.
Well,
right there.
hey, Ian Frey, were you surprised that he didn't get the start?
He said hi to me at the Charlotte game. I just wanted to say that. I can't say that.
Okay. All right. So so Ian Frey's a nice guy. He went ahead and he said hi to Chris. Now, were you surprised that he didn't play? Because
Very, very.
I don't want and this is where I was going like 20 minutes ago, and somehow we got taken off into somewhere else. But where I was going with this was I don't want to poop on Tata completely over the 5 games because he's coached well, right? But this game is on him. Because that guy Kebu, whatever, I forgot his name, that scored.
Oh, you're talking about
Kubo.
Yeah,
Kubo.
yeah, Kubo, the Swiss Army knife.
He's a winger.
They're Robert
He's a
Taylor.
winger. He's a winger. And Cincinnati put him up top. They put nothing but speed up top.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, he's a winger. It doesn't matter. You're playing you're basically the striker. You're gonna be that false 9. You're gonna be up top with our wingers, and you're just gonna run. And it's like, how did Tata not see that, and 2 adjust to it by putting in an Aviles and a Frey? Imagine we had both of that, the possibility of putting both of them out there in center back, at least one of them.
Not only was he having a field day, but we're also talking about, I mean, Lucho Acosta had a field day. You had, what's this guy's name? Assad was having a field day. Orejano was the MVP for that game.
But those 3 guys, Lucho, Orejano, and Kubo, they were just, hey, you 3 stay up top and just off to the races. And that's what it felt like. And our guys weren't too slow to catch up to them. It was wild.
Tata had to have seen some footage where he's like, they're a little bit more chess than checkers. And so he probably thought that maybe they were going to play more chess than checkers, where they were going to kind of play around, find their spaces. But dude, it's like you said, you have Kubo, you have a bunch of speed, a bunch of pace. What are you doing putting the 2 statues of the team at center back? You're not even like hybriding it, where you're putting one statue and one non-statue. Or if it was, in my opinion, I think we should have played Aviles and Frey back there. But they didn't.
But this is the first time
decision ever.
This is the first time all season that Tata doesn't play Aviles when he's available.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he would choose this game and why he would choose to replace him with Busquets. Like, literally, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Literally fighting for the top spot, you put your statues back there.
You know what? The only thing I can think of now that I'm trying to figure this, I'm trying to think. We all said Toto Aviles' biggest weakness is distributing out of the back.
Yeah.
So he might have been worried that with that pace, they would press a lot. And we've said Christoph handles the pressure well, and Busquets obviously handles the pressure well. So maybe he was going along those lines. But did he not see this coming, though?
This comment by Hammy is absolutely golden, because a lot of people wouldn't consider this. Hammy is commenting Noah Allen would have been a better option too. In normal circumstances, I think a lot of people would disagree. But in this game, I feel like it would have been great because he's aggressive. He throws his body into spaces. He's speedy, right? And he could push the pace up a little bit and let the statue stand back there if he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alejandro. He's mentioning here we didn't have any offense, but our defense was trash. We should have parked the bus and try not to get murdered. I mean, but at that point we're tied, right? Park the bus. I mean, it's early in the game.
When they see, and shout out to Alejandro for the super slam. When they see the way they're off to the races consistently, I think you start playing a little further back, a little more conservative, because I mean things were like, yeah, things were looking back and forth for the first 35 minutes or so before they scored that second one. But like, you saw this coming. Like, you saw that they were really getting those opportunities and into those spaces. I don't know. It was rough.
Listen, in the first half, they scored 3 goals in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
After 1-1, they scored 3 goals in 10 minutes.
In the last 10
that
minutes.
Shows how that shows how quickly it just got flipped.
Yeah.
What a disaster.
Right. So let's address what the topic or the thumbnail says on YouTube. Have the expectations changed for Inter Miami? What do I mean by that? We used to say it has to be, what was it? We said 2 trophies, right? We said CCC and the MLS Cup. Has to be. CCC
gone
out the door. But then we said, okay, it has to be the MLS Cup. Has to be. And then possibly Leagues Cup. Supporter Shield would be nice. Now that you've seen this team without Messi and Suarez for 5 games, they look decent. But we don't know where Messi stands physically, because there's still a lot of questions about how he is right now with Argentina. Supposedly he's playing through an injury. Obviously, there's only 2 games left at most. Well, actually, he has 2 games no matter what, right? Because they have the third place game, even though he probably wouldn't play that if that's where he ended up playing. But he has 2 games left in Copa America. So if he has some type of injury, which he's playing through for Argentina because it's Copa America, there's a good chance that he's going to chill for a while when he comes out of Copa America, and he probably won't play the first couple games. He may not even participate in Leagues Cup if he's really injured, which I'm okay with, because if he's really injured, F it. You chill. I need you good for October, November, December. That's when I need you to be healthy.
Absolutely.
Have expectations changed, though? Now that you've seen the way this team looks, the way our defense looks, even though we've won those 4 out of 5 games, we said Drake had to stand on his head a couple of times, stop a couple one-on-one opportunities to give us those wins. Have the expectations changed as far as what we were expecting? Do you still think we have a possibility of winning the Supporter Shield? And do you still think it's MLS Cup or bust?
I think if we were to go with 3 out of the 4, Suarez, Busquets, and Alba, right? I think getting the Croqueta trophy, I think that's possible.
Supporter
right?
Shield.
I mean, the Croqueta trophy, right? The Supporter Shield.
Let me just
plate.
give you and everybody a quick update on that real quick. So here's the Supporter Shield standings.
Yep.
Now, I know it looks like we're number 2, but we're actually number 3. We are, because LAFC technically has 2 games in hand, so they have more points per game. Now, technically, we still are number 2, and there's no guarantee that LAFC is going to win those 2 games that they have in hand. But when you're looking at it as points per game, we are in 3rd as far as that goes. So we're going to be fighting with LAFC and Cincinnati all the way through. Now, we don't know if we're going to have a healthy squad or not. So Supporter Shield, obviously still in question. Now, the positives for Supporter Shield, you qualify automatically the Champions Cup, and you get home field throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
So do you think things... And I see a lot of people like, it's one game. I'm not talking about the one game. I'm talking about the
rest
way
of the season.
I'm talking about the way we've looked. Like I said, those games where we won against Columbus and against, I'm slipping on who else it was, Drake had to make some saves, one-on-one saves at that, to get us those wins. Our defense has not looked good. We won those games 2-1, but we haven't looked convincing. Now, obviously, we're missing a lot of star players, but take into account the fact that Gomez might be gone. We don't know where Messi's health is. Like, this just in a nutshell, have the expectations changed? Now, I see for a lot of people, they're saying no. For me either. But I just wanted to pose that question to you and anybody in the chat. Have your expectations changed?
Florida Man says, one bad game, por Dios. Now,
the defense has looked bad all season, man.
It has. Now, I want to mention something. Going through their schedule, Cincinnati FC, they got a slobber knocker schedule at the end. They play Philadelphia at the end, very end. Philadelphia is trying to do whatever it takes to not be an embarrassment. Okay. Orlando City, they're also going to be in the fight to stay in the playoffs. NYCFC,
they came alive recently.
NYCFC, they've been playing well. LAFC, Nashville's getting in their groove. They got Columbus September 14th. And that's all after they face us. And before that, they face against Montreal. Oh, I'm sorry, the Red Bulls. So
coming up, they have a hard schedule. They have Charlotte, which is a good team, which we just beat.
Coming up and ending.
And then they have Chicago.
I didn't know you were going to go this way.
Then they had the Red Bulls. Then they have the Leagues Cup games, which are scheduled there against Querétaro and then NYCFC. Now, that Miami game against Cincinnati, that's an interesting game. And I'm going to tell you why. I think it's going to be between both of us for the Eastern Conference and possibly for the Supporter Shield. Now, why is that interesting? That game on August 24th is the day after the Leagues Cup final. There's a good chance that Cincinnati or Inter Miami have a good run and make it to the Final Four. If they make it to the Final Four, that game between Miami and Cincinnati, I believe, automatically gets pushed back. And there's a good chance that it gets pushed back until one of the last 2 weeks of the year. So there's a good chance that we have a game against Cincinnati at some point in October to decide the Supporter Shield or the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. So just in case, people hadn't noticed, that happened last year also. It was Miami and Charlotte, I believe. And then that game got pushed back to, I think it was the second to last game because they had to make it up because Inter Miami ended up going to the final of the Leagues Cup. So that game right there on August 24th, that game might get pushed back. And could you imagine that game late October, Supporter Shield on the line? That would be pretty dope.
I honestly think that their schedule versus what we have left is tough because what we have left, I mean, at the end, we face against New England. New England's been dropping. We face against Toronto. Toronto's very low. We also face Atlanta United, which is a fucking dumpster fire.
But they're gonna retool next season, if not the summer.
But that's next season. I mean, this season they're basically gonna be laying out red carpets for everybody. So we got those games. Those are sort of gimme games. We got Charlotte. We're gonna have Messi this time, and we won at Charlotte. Kidding me?
Look, I think Supporter Shield, just because Cincinnati, they're just a good regular season team, and they might keep winning. It's going to be tough. I still think the expectation is MLS Cup. We said we had no hope at the Supporter Shield, and I'm surprised that we're still in it this far into the season. But I still think the expectation is strictly MLS Cup.
Mr. Krabs is saying that Dumpster Fire beat Inter Miami with a full squad. That Dumpster Fire also is not going to have Almada and Yakigaki.
And Wiley, who just got sold to Chelsea, I believe.
I mean, literally janitors are going to be playing for Atlanta United.
Do you think that Inter Miami is going to take Leagues Cup seriously this year?
I would hope so.
I don't think so.
Would you be happy if they win Leagues Cup again?
Only? No. If they win it, I'm happy. I probably won't travel for the final like I did last year.
Yeah.
With them, let's go. Of course, give me all the trophies as possible. Last year I traveled to Nashville for the final. I probably wouldn't do that again. The fact that I'll probably have a newborn, like a week-old newborn by then, probably also affects me traveling. But no, I mean, we got it last year. I mean, what I really want is the MLS Cup, man. That's really where my mind's at. If it's not the CCC, it's the MLS Cup. I want that star on the badge.
Yeah.
So yeah. But if they would, I would be very happy that they win it. But I don't think they're gonna go for it, especially if Messi comes back from Copa America and he's not 100% healthy. They're gonna give him that month off. He won't play against who's that we got Puebla or whatever on the 27th.
Look at you,
I know.
buddy.
He won't play against Tigres, even though it would be pretty cool to see him against Tigres. I think that he'll take that month off, and I think that Inter Miami's going to be okay with it. So, if possible, I'll take both. But if he's not healthy, I don't think he plays, and I'm okay with it. If he's not healthy, let him rest.
I'm really upset that the thumb thing doesn't work. Do it again. Do it again. No, look at that, man. Guys, come on. Like it just because of that bubble.
Oh, yes. Like and subscribe.
Yes. Boom, baby.
Oh.
I can't,
all right.
Florida man, I can't focus. I get this. I'm like a 5-year-old sometimes.
Yeah. He's really bad. All right. So other news. For those of you that did not know, our next game is on July 17th. It is at home. It is against Toronto. Okay. Now, July 18th, the very next day, is when the transfer window opens. I have a feeling that as soon as Copa America is over on Sunday, July 14th, you're going to start hearing rumblings. Like things are really going to start picking up steam right after Copa America is over on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, I'm sure things are going to start cooking. Wednesday, we got a game. Thursday, that's it. Transfer window is officially open. And, I mean, it's time to start cooking. Chris Henderson's been quiet. It's time to get cooking because we might see help very soon.
Yeah. I honestly think that that's going to be a huge possibility. And then that's when you're really going to hear some Robert Taylor news. You're going to hear some of that, a lot of those rumblings. Some big names are going to come up. I feel like, hold on, Stancy is saying, who is left? I feel like all the names are going other places. It's a good question.
Di Maria's still out there. As far as center backs goes, we believe that Miles Robinson rumor is dead. So I don't know about that. I don't know who else is out there. I mean, chances are that they'll get a random Argentinian that we've never heard of here, but plays for like, I don't know, or it's like a backup at River Plate or something. I don't know. Like that's probably what they're going to end up doing. And he'll probably be useful and helpful. So I'm okay with it. We just got to wait and see. But no, as far as big names go, I can't think of absolutely anybody.
I need you to sort of keep speaking because I'm trying to make a screenshot here.
Okay.
Because I saw Pablo Golazo have I think I'll be able to do it. Pablo Golazo had a comment here. See if you could be able to find it. It's referring the tolls.
I got you. I know which one you're talking about.
The play.
I know what you're talking about.
I had
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Joe said, do you think there's any chance that Messi loses tomorrow against Canada? I find it hard to believe that Argentina would lose to Canada, although I didn't think that they dominated them the first game that they played in Atlanta, like what was it, 3 weeks ago now? Do I think it's impossible? Not necessarily. I don't think Argentina has looked out of this world. They haven't looked like the best team in the tournament so far, but I think that they'll grow into the tournament, and I think that they're going to look good tomorrow. So, no, I don't think that Canada will win, but I also don't think that Argentina has looked amazing so far. But it is Argentina. They are war ready, or what's the phrase I'm looking for? War tested? No, they'll be fine. Yeah. They'll be fine. Go ahead.
Sounds
Chris.
good enough. Pablo Golazo is mentioning and by the license plate right here. Right, I'm gonna take your comment off real quick, Pablo. But we have the current status of the sales of the plates. And guys, I mean, we're not doing a great job here. We've pre-sold 1,300 plates, 1,319, and there's still 1,681 left. 2 sections can buy this, and we'd be done. What are you guys doing?
I think real quick, Dennis Lopez battle tested. Thank you, Dennis. I was completely drawing a blank. Appreciate that. I gave up waiting on this.
So you think it's never going to happen?
No, it might happen in a couple of years. In a couple of years, maybe.
You don't think Inter Miami's going to take advantage right now of just like buying the rest and putting it a part of like a package, like for season ticket holders or whatever?
No.
So like that's it. They're not gonna do that. That's cooked, and they're really waiting for people to honestly pay out of pocket $33 or whatever it is to get this done. Guys, it's like $33 to do this, or like $35 or $30 or something.
I gave up. I'm not waiting anymore. I stopped even paying attention.
No, I've been paying attention every week. Hasn't been updated in a month. I mean, Florida's not even paying attention. How much? I don't know exactly how much it is. I just looked it up online right now, and it says on the docket that it was actually like $33, I think. Each voucher is $33, depending on your form of payment. So, and you might get charged $1.95 for a fee or some crap.
And Pablo said they barely market it. I've seen it up like a halftime. They'll randomly put up like a graphic up there. Yeah. Just give it to us, guys. All right. And look, if Canada were to beat Argentina, that would look even worse for the U.S. men's national team and Greg Berhalter, which we're all waiting for him to see the door. Because like if Canada can be the team out of CONCACAF to go ahead and make it to the final, where the U.S. couldn't make it when they were trying to beat just Panama and Bolivia, like that would be really bad. I still think this guy. I didn't before. I didn't think that he was going to get the door. I do think he's going to get the door now because the backlash has been so strong. But we just have to wait and see.
Sergio brought up, can you change the license plate number after you order it? This is a great question. I'm going to look into it.
You can customize
well,
it.
I'm going to look into it because I ordered the license plate under one number and I got a new one. So I'm not sure about that.
Interesting. All right. Now we were talking about U.S. men's national team. So let's talk. Ben Krem got called up to the Olympics team. So he will be leaving us in like a week. I would assume he was going to be leaving us in a week. So is Diego Gomez. He got called up for Paraguay. So we'll be without Kremaki and without Gomez. Basically, our workhorses in the midfield for the next month. Basically, Leagues Cup and maybe a game. No, I don't think. Maybe a game or two.
I think so. I think it's really cool, Danny. I think that him getting the opportunity to get called up to play with the team, possibly play in a game or two. I think that this is something that's going to be really great for him. I mean, he's a man. You see him play on the pitch. He's a man. I think that he's going to show up and he's going to show out pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Alejandro's asking me, Messi or James? What are you asking me? What are you asking me though? Because I see he's trying to get me. He's trying to get me fried here.
Bro. He's getting you. He's really
but it depends on what he's asking. If you're asking about who's performed better this Copa America over the last, what's it been, 5 games, specifically this tournament, James. I think James has been the best player in Copa America this so far. If you're talking about the player overall,
James.
No, man. No.
It's like Danny said. If you were to put a Colombian jersey under whatever jersey he's wearing for the club, he might be awesome.
Oh yeah. He's another monster. I don't know what it is, but he's just another beast when it comes to playing for the country. He
really turns it on, man. Like when he plays, he's like super focused. Like he's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
He's
man,
out and about.
yeah, it's wild. All right. And then finally, last topic. For League's Cup, we got our seats. We got first right of refusal. We were really happy about it. Now, we keep talking about the fact that we want the supporter shield, not because we care about the croqueta plate, but because we want home field throughout the playoffs. We want to be able to watch the team play in their playoff games. But if they do what they did to us last year and they don't give season ticket holders the first right of refusal, it's almost pointless to me, at least personally.
Yeah.
So we reached out and we asked because we know that they said it before the season started in that stupid list of things that we're going to get, but we haven't gotten everything. So we don't know if they're going to, do that or not. Well, we reached out and apparently we will, if you are a season ticket holder, you will get first right of refusal for the playoffs. So we really need to get the supporter shield or at least win the Eastern Conference and let LAFC win the supporter shield, whatever. But we need to be the top team in the East because, well, actually, no, I want the supporter shield. So we can have a home game for the final also. I want the supporter shield because if we are hosting the MLS Cup final, that'd be dope.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
But we need to win the supporter shield for that.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
So we got to root for that supporter shield. We got to root for that stupid plate. Let's root for it because we want it.
We're starting to see what everybody else's opinion is for performers this year. Lautaro, Dibu, your boy.
Look, if you want to say Dibu, even though I can't stand the guy, whatever. But this guy, just because he's not getting in like tap-ins, don't tell me that Lautaro is the game. Whatever, Martinez when he's coming in like the 80th minute and knocking in a couple gimmies when the game's over. Like, come on.
With Messi feeding him.
No, actually, he has he? No. What's up with what do you keep doing? What is
because what's his name? Florida man's asking us to do the heart shaped. Oh, look at Danny! Look at you, bro. Danny was able to do it. I can't do that shit, man. Fuck you, Danny. Fuck you. How about that?
This is why we'll never get a sponsorship because of Chris's potty mouth.
Sorry. I'm trying, man. I'm just really pissed. I can't do hearts. I can't do bubbles. I mean, come on.
There's supposed to be another one that like you do like this and like, oh, there you go.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah, I know. It's wild. It's wild. All right, Chris, that's it. Do you have anything else for the people? Because I think that we've run through absolutely everything, unless anybody else in the chat has anything else, comments, or questions.
Dennis, get the plate, get the plate, get the plate. Great message that you rolled into. Soccer Daddy Chris, you're making round shape. No, I wasn't making a round shape. It's a heart. No, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do this. It's a heart. Make a round shape. Can't even. Look, Danny is in a club. He's just showing off, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, get out of here. You know what, Fithius? I'm actually working on it. I promise. I'll lay off the foul language.
Well, I mean, I fall victim to it also. I mean, when we're just talking nonsense, it just slips out sometimes. But Chris definitely is heavy on it. If you are watching right now, please hit us the like button real quick. And then also in how long? In like 10 minutes? 10-15 minutes we'll be on Battered Herons en Español with Solana and Xavi going over La Paliza that we took at the hands of Cincinnati. And we'll also be talking a little Copa America. I'm sure a lot of people want to talk to Solana about Copa America and give him crap for that Brazil game. So we'll be doing that in about 10-15 minutes. So it's same channel. So you can just jump on over once this one is over. And if nobody else has anything else, Chris, do you have any final words?
No, man. I can't wait to. I'm gonna try to hop on tonight if work doesn't grab me first. Mr. Krabs, I appreciate it. I ate a salad today, so I don't feel so bad. So I lost a pound. So you guys can get away with calling me fat today because I'm a little less fatter. And my hands are a little, you know what? I actually have very long extremities as fingers, like not really fat, but my hands are like fat for sure. And Fithius, Thank you, Pythias. Thank you. I'm gonna try to knock down the curse words. So we'll see how that works, guys. I can't make any promises though.
No, for sure.
I'm gonna try.
He's tried.
My mother
he's
cursed
tried-
a lot.
She did.
My mother hit Danny in the back seat when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, she did that also. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think we got anything else. Tomorrow, make sure that if you like listening to Battered Herons, tomorrow morning, Cafecito with the Herons, 7 a.m. I'll be on with Solana, actually. Chris is going to be working. So Cafecito with the Herons tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. If you want to get some Cafecito, wake up and talk a little Herons and Copa America probably also. Make sure that you catch us tomorrow morning. For those of you that are in other parts of the world, I know that it was really fun last week when we did it in the morning because a lot of you guys were doing it live, which usually watch us after the fact. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. So tomorrow morning, Cafecito with the Herons, and in a couple minutes, Battered Herons in Espanol. And I think that's about it. So if you are listening on audio, thank you for listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5-star comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the comments, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 52 minutes. As always, you guys are the best part of the show. Florida man, I will absolutely wear a Colombia jersey tomorrow morning because, you know, it's going to be me and Solana, Colombia, Uruguay. That should be a fun episode. So with that being said, again, in 10 minutes in Espanol. If not, catch us tomorrow. And until the next one, have a good one.
I'm going to go start